You know, I've spent decades watching people struggle with money, chasing returns, jumping from one hot stock to another, and often losing more than they gained. But Benjamin Graham, the legendary investor, taught a principle so simple, yet so powerful that anyone can apply it, regardless of income, location, or background. Today, I want to share that secret with you, step by step, in a way that actually makes sense. Not fancy charts, not hype, but real, practical guidance that works in the real world. Let's start with the most important question. How much money do you really need to live comfortably? Most people think about a target number, $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. But here's the truth Graham would tell you. It's not about an arbitrary number. It's about your spending, your life, your expenses, your choices. If you know how much you spend each year, you know exactly how much you need. The math is simple, yet most people overlook it. Graham believed in calculating your safety margin first, knowing the minimum you need, then adding a buffer. That buffer is what protects you when markets crash or life throws curveballs. Imagine you spend $50,000 a year. Using a conservative withdrawal rate of 4%, the amount you can safely take out without running out of money, you would need $125 million, spend $80,000 a year, and your number jumps to $2 million. It's not magic. It's straightforward math. And if you spend less, your number shrinks, making financial independence more achievable. That's the genius of Graham's principle. The less you rely on guesses and hype, the more control you have. Now, most people stop there. They think, okay, I know my number. Now I'll invest. But Benjamin Graham emphasized a second critical step: risk management. Investing isn't just about returns, it's about protection. He called it the margin of safety. You never put all your eggs in a single basket. You invest in assets that are undervalued, that have room to grow, and that provide protection if things go wrong. Stocks, bonds, and index funds, when chosen wisely, become tools, not gambling chips. And here's a twist most people ignore. Graham would say, the smartest investor isn't the one who chases the highest returns. They're the one who survives every market. Consistency beats heroics. Let's talk about the path to retirement. People often ask, how much should I invest monthly to retire early? The answer is not fixed. It depends on three things: your current savings, your spending, and the expected returns on your investments. And this is where most fail. They underestimate time, overestimate returns, or ignore reality. Suppose you're 35, making $80,000 a year, and you want to retire at 45. That's ambitious but possible. First, you track your actual spending, not what you think it should be. Then you save aggressively, say $50,000 a year, living on $30,000. Now, if you invest wisely, using Graham's principles of value investing, in safe but growth-oriented assets, your portfolio can reach the target in a decade. But here's the catch. Markets are unpredictable. A crash can wipe out years of gains if you're not careful. That's why Graham's philosophy always emphasizes safety first. Imagine this scenario. A market downturn wipes out 40% of your portfolio just before retirement. Many panic, selling at the worst possible time. But a Graham-inspired approach doesn't panic. It plans. It keeps a margin of safety, diversifies intelligently, and has a buffer to weather the storm. The market isn't your enemy. It's your opportunity. Stocks drop? That's when you buy, when prices are lower than their intrinsic value. That's how wealth compounds quietly, steadily over decades. Now let's layer this wisdom further. Suppose you're closer to retirement. Social security, pensions, or other guaranteed income streams become your foundation. Graham would tell you to consider these as the first layer of safety, income that doesn't vanish with the market. The second layer is your investments, stocks, bonds, funds, all growing your wealth. The third layer? Flexibility. The ability to adjust spending, continue working part-time, or even delay retirement slightly if needed. That flexibility is freedom itself. It's the difference between worrying about money every month and living confidently, no matter what the market does. Here's a powerful truth. The earlier you start, the more you benefit. Compound interest isn't just a buzzword, it's real. And it works quietly, almost invisibly. Save $500 a month in your 20s, invest it wisely, and by 40 or 50, you'll have tens or hundreds of thousands more than someone who started late. Graham's timeless advice: start now, invest consistently, and focus on safety first. Don't try to time the market. Don't chase fads. Let compounding and discipline do the work. But here's the emotional side people forget. Money isn't just numbers. It's freedom, security, peace of mind. Graham often said that true investing is not about excitement. It's about control. The joy comes from knowing your family is safe, your future is secured, and your decisions are backed by reason, not fear or speculation. That's what makes retirement or financial independence actually fulfilling. Not a beach or fancy cars. It's the confidence that comes from discipline, prudence, and careful planning. You might be thinking, this sounds strict, boring, even impossible, but here's the twist. The disciplined investor actually has more freedom than the reckless one. You control your choices, your risks, and your future. While others panic in crashes or waste years chasing hype, you continue steadily, buying undervalued assets, diversifying, and building compounding growth. That's the real power of Benjamin Graham's approach. It turns patience and caution into freedom and wealth. Now let's get practical. Where should you invest to follow Graham's advice? Stocks, yes, but selectively. Bonds, yes, for stability. Index funds, absolutely. They're simple, low cost, and historically reliable. The key is not fancy schemes, but a consistent approach. Contribute regularly, invest in diversified undervalued assets, and avoid emotional decisions. Dollar cost averaging becomes your best friend. When prices are high, you buy less. When low, you buy more. Over time, this strategy smooths out volatility and maximizes long-term returns. Taxes are another layer people ignore. Graham would always consider after-tax returns because taxes silently erode compounding power. Investing through retirement accounts, IRAs, 401ks, or tax-advantaged options ensures that your gains grow uninterrupted for decades. Even a small advantage like this can add hundreds of thousands to your final portfolio. It's not flashy, it's smart. And it's why Graham's followers consistently outperformed casual investors over time. Early retirement isn't only about money, it's about purpose. Graham would warn against thinking of retirement as merely stopping work. True, independence is having options. You might retire, travel, start a business, volunteer, or pursue a passion. The money is a tool, not a goal. That mindset changes everything. Without purpose, financial freedom can feel empty. With purpose, every dollar invested becomes a step toward a life you actually want to live. Let me share a story. A friend of mine retired at 55, using conservative calculations inspired by Graham. For years, everything went perfectly. He traveled, relaxed, and enjoyed life. Then the market dropped 25%. Suddenly, withdrawals exceeded the safe 4% rate. Panic? No. He adjusted, worked part-time, reduced spending slightly, and survived without stress. Why? Because his plan included a margin of safety. That's the essence of Graham. Anticipate risk, prepare, and let compounding work while minimizing mistakes. Here's the final crucial piece of advice. Track your spending. Know your number, invest with discipline, and start now. Be conservative, diversify, and always include a safety margin. Markets will fluctuate, emergencies will happen. But if your plan is robust, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Graham's philosophy isn't complicated. It's human. It's about patience, prudence, and thinking long-term. It's about turning fear into opportunity, discipline into freedom, and planning into peace of mind. You see, investing isn't a gamble, it's a strategy. And the strategy that works across generations is simple. Spend less than you earn. Invest consistently, protect your capital, and let compounding do the rest. Benjamin Graham's principles are not just for the wealthy, they're for anyone willing to think rationally, act patiently, and plan intelligently. Start today, stick with it, and in 10, 20, or 30 years, you'll look back and realize freedom, security, and peace of mind were never about luck. They were about smart, disciplined choices made consistently over time. Because here's the truth Graham taught: the market will always move. Prices will rise, fall, and crash. You cannot control that. But you can control your strategy, your discipline, and your margin of safety. Master that, and no matter what happens, you win. Wealth isn't about speed, it's about staying on the right path. And the right path, grounded in reason, patience, and preparation, is always rewarding. Markets will fluctuate, prices will go up and down. But if your plan is disciplined, consistent, and grounded in principles, you'll stay ahead. Many people make the mistake of reacting emotionally to short-term swings, selling when panic hits, or buying when hype creates false excitement. Benjamin Graham's philosophy is clear: avoid emotional decisions. The real power comes from consistency and patience. Every month investing the same amount, focusing on undervalued assets, and holding for the long term allows compounding to work quietly, but incredibly effectively. Over years, small, regular contributions grow into significant wealth, often exceeding what seems possible at the beginning. Think about the psychology of money. People often imagine retirement as an escape, a moment when you stop work and everything magically becomes easy. But real financial freedom is not just the absence of work. It's the presence of choice. You might choose to continue working, but only because it fulfills you, not because you have to. Graham understood this. Wealth is a tool to expand options, not a race to reach some arbitrary number. When you invest with discipline and maintain a margin of safety, the fear of market crashes diminishes. You're no longer a slave to the ups and downs. Instead, you see opportunity where others see disaster. Let's examine an example. Suppose you're 40, aiming to retire at 50, with 200,000 already saved. With careful investment and consistent monthly contributions, you can reach your target portfolio, even accounting for market volatility. But imagine a 30% market drop in year 8. Panic would destroy many plans, but not yours. Because your strategy includes buffers, diversified investments, and an understanding that the market recovers over time. You continue investing during downturns, buying more when prices are low, while others sell in fear. That simple, disciplined approach is what separates successful investors from those who fail to reach financial independence. Taxes also play a crucial role. Many overlook the silent impact of taxes on long-term growth. Investing through tax-advantaged accounts, IRAs, 401ks, or equivalents, allows your money to compound without being eroded annually. The difference is enormous. Even a modest advantage can add hundreds of thousands to your final portfolio. Graham's philosophy always accounted for this. It's not only how much you invest, but how efficiently your money grows. Minimize unnecessary losses, and your path to freedom becomes smoother and faster. Flexibility remains another key principle. No plan can predict life perfectly. Emergencies happen: health crises, unexpected expenses, or job changes. A rigid plan fails under pressure. Graham's strategy emphasizes adaptability. having enough savings, diversified investments, and a margin of safety to adjust without panic. This flexibility ensures that even if life throws a curveball, you're not derailed. You maintain control and can continue steadily towards your financial goals. Let's consider spending habits. Reducing expenses is one of the most overlooked strategies to achieve independence faster. The less you spend, the smaller your portfolio needs to be. Many assume they need to maximize income alone, but controlling spending is equally powerful. Cutting just 20% of your annual expenses not only reduces your retirement number, but also allows you to save more. That double benefit accelerates your journey without requiring extreme risk-taking. Graham would argue that financial intelligence is knowing how to combine income, saving, and prudent investing, not chasing fast gains. Another often ignored aspect is healthcare, especially for early retirement. If you plan to retire before eligibility for government-provided health coverage, private insurance becomes necessary, sometimes costing tens of thousands annually. Properly budgeting for this is essential. Failing to account for it can derail even the best-laid plans. Graham's approach always included conservative assumptions and contingency planning. Planning for potential costs ensures that you don't just reach financial independence but sustain it confidently. Benjamin Graham also stressed the importance of choosing investments intelligently. Not every stock or bond is equal. Some are overvalued, risky, or unsuitable for long-term growth. Diversification is key, holding a mix of assets that balance risk and return. For most people, low-cost index funds tracking major markets like the S&P 500 provide the perfect combination of simplicity, stability, and long-term growth. The beauty lies in consistent, disciplined investing, rather than guessing which individual stock will outperform. Dollar-cost averaging reduces the impact of market swings, ensuring that over time you accumulate wealth steadily. The human side of investing cannot be overstated. Discipline, patience, and consistency are behaviors, not numbers. Many fail not because they lack intelligence, but because they let fear, greed, or impatience dictate their actions. Graham's principles guide investors to think logically, avoid emotional traps, and plan with a margin of safety. Over time, this mindset produces predictable results. You don't need luck. You need reason, prudence, and a clear plan executed steadily. Let's talk about early retirement again. Many focus only on the financial calculations, but purpose is equally important. Retiring without a sense of direction can feel empty. The goal is not merely to stop working, but to gain freedom to live intentionally. Graham's teachings emphasize that money is the tool, not the reward. Planning includes understanding what you will do with your time, pursuing interests, and maintaining engagement in life. True independence combines financial security with meaningful activity. Consider someone who retired at 50 after following Graham's strategies. For years, their investments performed as expected. Then came a market correction, 20%, 30% losses. Instead of panic, they relied on a diversified portfolio, buffers, and flexible spending. They adjusted withdrawals slightly, continued strategic investing, and maintained lifestyle choices. They survived the downturn with confidence, while peers who lacked planning suffered losses or had to return to work. That's the practical power of disciplined, principle-based investing. Even for those who cannot maximize savings or retire early, Graham's philosophy provides an edge. Start with small contributions. Invest consistently. Focus on undervalued assets. Avoid emotional decisions. Over time, compounding amplifies your efforts. The earlier you start, the greater the advantage. Each month, each investment, each disciplined choice builds a foundation of security and freedom. Small actions now translate into life-changing results decades later. Benjamin Graham's core lesson is clear. Invest with intelligence. Prioritize safety, embrace patience, and plan for the unexpected. Wealth is not about chasing trends. It's about steady accumulation, disciplined decision-making, and long-term perspective. By respecting these principles, you transform investing from a risky gamble into a reliable strategy for freedom. The market will always present opportunities. Your preparation allows you to seize them, while others panic. Finally, remember that investing is not about speed. It's about staying the course. Fear, hype, and impatience are enemies. Patience, discipline, and preparation are allies. Graham's approach works across decades, generations, and markets. It's human-centered, rational, and timeless. Follow it, and over time, your wealth grows, your risks diminish, and your freedom expands. The power of consistent action, combined with a margin of safety and intelligent choices, cannot be overstated. This is how financial independence is achieved, not by luck, magic, or speculation, but by careful, deliberate, and consistent effort. It's about understanding your numbers, controlling your spending, investing wisely, and preparing for the unexpected. That is the essence of Benjamin Graham's timeless wisdom, a philosophy that empowers you to grow wealth, maintain security, and live life on your own terms. By now you've seen how discipline, patience, and intelligent planning create wealth that lasts. But let's talk about the reality most people face. Life doesn't follow a straight line. Unexpected events, market crashes, or personal emergencies can disrupt even the best-laid plans. Benjamin Graham's philosophy is all about preparing for that reality. You don't need to predict the future. You need a strategy that survives it. That means building a portfolio that's diversified, investing regularly, maintaining a margin of safety, and being flexible with your plans. Imagine someone aiming to retire in 10 years, starting with 50,000 saved. They invest diligently, contribute monthly, and follow Graham's principle of buying undervalued assets. Then a market crash hits, wiping out 25% of their portfolio. Many would panic, abandon the plan, or sell at a loss. But a Graham-inspired investor doesn't panic. They stick to the plan, continue investing, and even see the downturn as an opportunity. Stocks are cheaper, dividends are stable, compounding continues. By the time the market recovers, their portfolio is stronger than before. This is the magic of consistency combined with margin of safety. Let's consider another critical element: controlling spending. Wealth is not just what you earn, it's what you keep. Reducing expenses even slightly has a profound impact on your retirement number. Cutting 10,000 a year from your lifestyle doesn't just save 10,000, it reduces the amount you need invested by 250,000, using the 4% safe withdrawal rule. That's the kind of leverage Graham emphasized. Intelligent, disciplined decisions that multiply over time. Spending less while investing more accelerates your path to freedom without taking excessive risk. Taxes also matter. Imagine two investors both earning and investing the same amounts, but one uses tax-advantaged accounts and the other invests in taxable accounts. Over a decade, the first investor's portfolio could easily exceed the second by hundreds of thousands, simply because compounding wasn't interrupted by taxes. Graham understood this intuitively. Small advantages multiply into huge gains over time. Proper planning combined with intelligent investing creates a cushion that protects against market downturns, life events, and the silent erosion of taxes. Healthcare is another crucial consideration, especially for early retirees. Retiring before government health coverage kicks in can be expensive. Many underestimate this cost and find themselves forced back to work unexpectedly. Graham's advice would be to plan conservatively, estimate realistically, and include these costs in your retirement number. It's not glamorous, but it's essential. Failing to account for such details can unravel years of careful planning. Benjamin Graham also stressed the importance of psychological preparedness. Fear and greed are the two forces that destroy most investors. Market booms tempt people to overpay. Market crashes trigger panic selling. The disciplined investor avoids both. They invest regularly, diversify, focus on value, and never let emotion dictate decisions. This mindset is what separates those who achieve financial independence from those who never reach it. Patience and rationality outperform excitement and risk every time. Consider this twist. Even with disciplined investing, some things are out of your control. A global recession, unexpected job loss, or medical emergency can temporarily derail your plans. But here's the beauty of Graham's approach. By building a safety margin, diversifying and planning conservatively, you can survive setbacks without panic. The goal isn't perfection, it's resilience. The market will recover, opportunities will arise, and your consistent, patient approach ensures you benefit rather than suffer. The human element of investing is vital. Many people focus entirely on numbers, forgetting the purpose behind wealth. Money alone doesn't bring happiness. It brings options, security, and freedom. Graham often reminded his followers that investing is not about excitement, it's about peace of mind. Financial independence allows you to spend time meaningfully, with family, on hobbies, volunteering, or pursuing passions. The emotional benefit of knowing your future is secure is immeasurable. Now let's tie it all together. To achieve real financial independence using Graham's principles, start by calculating your retirement number based on true spending, not assumptions. Next, understand your current savings, expected returns, and monthly contributions required. Invest consistently in diversified, low-cost, value-focused assets. Use tax-advantaged accounts whenever possible. Maintain a margin of safety. Reduce unnecessary spending. Prepare for emergencies, healthcare costs, and market fluctuations. And most importantly, stay disciplined and patient. Here's a story to illustrate this. A man in his early 40s, inspired by Graham, began investing $3,000 monthly into diversified index funds and carefully selected stocks, tracking his spending meticulously. By his 50s, his portfolio reached his retirement goal. Then the market dropped 30%. Most would have panicked, but he continued investing, adjusted withdrawals slightly, and remained confident. Within 3 years, the market recovered, and he achieved not just financial independence, but true freedom. The ability to live life on his own terms, without fear or stress. That's the practical power of Graham's approach. Preparation. Discipline and patience turn volatility into opportunity. Finally, the ultimate lesson. It's not about retiring as quickly as possible or chasing a specific figure. It's about creating security, freedom, and options. Graham's teachings emphasize intelligent planning, realistic assumptions, and human psychology. Wealth is a byproduct of consistent, disciplined effort combined with prudence and rationality. The earlier you start, the more compounding works for you. The more disciplined you are, the more resilient you become. And the more thoughtful you're planning, the greater your freedom. Financial independence is not a dream, it's a strategy. It's not magic, it's math combined with human judgment. By following Benjamin Graham's principles, you can grow wealth reliably, protect yourself from risks, and achieve a life where choices, not obligations, define your days. Markets will fluctuate, crises will happen, but a plan grounded in value, safety, and patience will endure. The journey may be long, but the result is freedom, true, lasting, and meaningful. And here's the emotional payoff. You're no longer bound by fear, hype, or circumstance. You're in control. You can work because you love it, not because you need it. You can retire early if you choose, with confidence. You can navigate crises without panic. Every disciplined step, every consistent investment Every thoughtful decision compounds into a life of options and peace of mind. That is Benjamin Graham's legacy, and it can be yours too.